For centuries, we've been told the same story. A great fire, a single villain. The Library of Alexandria, the greatest collection of human knowledge ever assembled, burned to ashes in one dramatic night. But here's the problem. That story is almost entirely wrong. The truth about what really happened is far stranger and far more disturbing than any fire. The Library of Alexandria was built in the 3rd century BC inside a temple called the Mausion, the Temple of the Muses. At its peak, it held somewhere between 400,000 and 700,000 scrolls, an almost unimaginable archive of literature, science, philosophy, and history, gathered from Greece, Egypt, Persia, and Mesopotamia. Scholars traveled from across the known world just to study inside its walls. Then, in 48 BC, Julius Caesar arrived in Alexandria and got trapped in a civil war. To stop enemy ships from reaching him, he set fire to the harbor. The flames spread further than he intended, tearing through parts of the city. For centuries, people believed this fire destroyed the library completely. But historians now believe something different. The fire likely burned a warehouse near the docks, filled with scrolls waiting to be exported, not the library itself. The library survived Caesar. Scholars kept studying there for centuries afterward. So what actually killed it? In 270 AD, the Roman Emperor Aurelian attacked Alexandria to reclaim it during a rebellion. The fighting damaged the library further, but it still didn't disappear. It grew smaller, weaker, but it endured. Then, in 391 AD, something more deliberate happened. A Christian mob, acting under orders from a religious leader, destroyed the Serapeum, a daughter library holding thousands of texts considered pagan. This wasn't a battlefield accident. It was intentional. But even this wasn't the final blow. The real killer of the Library of Alexandria wasn't fire, and it wasn't a mob. It was something far quieter. Neglect. Centuries of shrinking funding, declining political interest, scholars who were never replaced, scrolls that were never recopied before they crumbled to dust. By the time Arab rule reached Egypt in the 7th century, there wasn't a legendary library left to destroy. There was barely anything left at all. We remembered the fire because fired as a villain, a single moment, a dramatic story we can tell. But the real tragedy of Alexandria isn't about flames. It's about what happens when a civilization slowly stops caring about what it once built. Of the hundreds of thousands of scrolls that once sat on those shelves, only a few hundred texts from that era survive today. The rest simply vanished into silence, one uncopied scroll at a time. So maybe the real question isn't who burned the Library of Alexandria. It's how many libraries are disappearing right now, the exact same way, and we're not even noticing. If this made you see history differently, subscribe for more.